India's first ever mission to planet Mars, ISRO's Mars Orbiter mission, also called as Mangalyaan, was launched on November 5th, 2013. India became the fourth space agency in the world to do so, as well as become the first country to reach the orbit successfully in the first attempt. In 2019, ISRO launched India's lunar mission named Chandrayaan-2. This mission was monumental in India's space journey as India went on to discover water on the moon. Here, with the 50 years of experience, MTAR Tech played a pivotal role. It was the company's liquid propulsion engine that was used in both space missions. This was not all, but the company made huge contributions like undertaking complex assemblies such as the base Shrewd assembly for Agni missiles, as well as evolved into a business of manufacturing various machine equipment, assemblies, sub-assemblies and spare parts for energy, nuclear, space, aerospace, defense and other engineering industries. Today, MTAR Tech has a large client base of MNCs like Bloom Energy, Elbit, Rafael, etc. and government departments like ISRO, DRDO, Indira Gandhi Center of Atomic Research, etc. It also has Indian companies like Hindustan Aeronautics, Bharat Heavy Electrics, Bharat Dynamics, etc. as their clients. During financial year 2021, company has added 3 new MNC clients such as Adridge, Kongsberg and Tata Advanced Systems. As on September 2021, MTAR Tech is well known for its precision engineering focused mainly in 3 segments, and they are nuclear segment, space and defense, and the last one, clean energy. Under the nuclear segment, which contributes 26% of the revenue, the company manufactures complex components and assemblies such as fuel machining head, drive mechanisms, bridge and column, etc. for nuclear reactors. With a contribution of 21% of the revenue under the space and defense, the company manufactures complex components and assemblies such as liquid propulsion rocket engine, cryogenic engines, etc. among others for the clients. And the last segment, which is clean energy, that provides 50% of revenue for the company, where the company manufactures power unit and specifically hot boxes and even supplied hydrogen boxes and electrolyzers. These materials are used to convert input materials into energy. In his Independence Day speech of 2021, the Prime Minister announced 5 key initiatives. The first being Mission Hydrogen.
मैं आज इस तिरंगे की साक्षी में नेशनल हाइड्रोजन मिशन की घोषणा कर रहा हूं.
He outlined a vision of becoming a global leader and enabling a substantial domestic hydrogen economy. Hydrogen has the promise of transforming India from an energy deficient to an energy rich country, and it can even make India a net exporter of energy. And this is where MTAR Tech's potential growth for the future lies. Over the last 9 years, the company has been supplying hot boxes to Bloom Energy, an American company that produces green energy through both hydrogen and electrolyte method. On June 28, 2021, MTR's promoter and MD Srinivas Reddy told CNBC TV 18 that they are in the advanced stage of developing prototypes for hydrogen and have spoken to NPCL to set up hydrogen equipment electrolyzers. He also added a quote, "So technology-wise, we have already established, and so it is a matter of time before we gear up within the country," unquote. But MTR has decided to concentrate more on green energy for the next 10 years. And this doesn't stop there. In a historic decision, the Union Government of India on June 26, 2020 opened India's space programs to private players.
Government has decided to implement reform measures to leverage the achievements of ISRO through opening up the space sector for private enterprises.
In the long run, MTAR is likely to gain from this because precision engineering is not an easy task for any newcomer. As of now, company's biggest challenge is revenue concentration risk. The company caters to 39 customers, but revenue from top 3 clients contribute to roughly 80% of the revenue. Losing one customer can be devastating. For example, Bloom Energy alone contributes 50% of revenue towards the company. Losing a client like that can have a hit on the revenue and further expansion plan. Of course, these achievements in the future can only be met with a huge amount of cash as well as profitable longevity. So does MTR has what it takes to be the next SpaceX of India? Let's find out. In order to understand MTAR financially, We need to go back to 2011 to know where it was. Back then, the company made only 54 crores in sale, but the expense was as high as the sales. It came around 51 crores. Operating profit was only at 4 crores. Profit before tax was negative and net profit was negative. That is, the company reported a loss of 2 crores by the time it finished off the financial year. It was not looking good for the company that was 40 years old by then. And coming to 2021, the company's sales revenue stood at 246 crores. Profit before tax at 65 crores and net profit ended at 46 crores, meaning that the company is profitable and has the right amount of cash. So, for a company that turned 50, what did they do right after 2011 in order to overcome its shortcomings? You see, the company had a weakness, and that was its working capital days. The company had working capital days of 472 days. That means it took the company 472 days to convert a deal into profit, which is more than a year. But the management seems to have figured it out. By 2021 March, the working capital days were as low as 192, indicating that it took only 6 months to convert a deal into profit. And in order to ascertain the future of MTR Tech, we can look at another criteria, that is, the shareholding pattern. Let's be honest here, most of us walk into a business for the money as well. In a business, you get to keep a large chunk of money if you own the equity to large extent, and if you are not intending to keep the business, you are most likely to sell off the equity in exchange of money. And that of course is a bad sign for any investors. So how serious are the promoters in MTR Tech? If you look at the shareholding patterns in the company, you will understand that promoters held 50.25% of the company. The rest were held by big institutions within India, popularly known as domestic institutional investors. They held 23.3%, while foreign institutions held 1.91%. The rest were with the public. This was at 24.81%. All these information were on the recorded date of September 2021 as well. For us, the only thing that is concerning is the PE ratio of 104.39. Otherwise, with the almost debt-free status and a market cap of 5,704 crores, the company is definitely interesting. Growing space segment where MTAR will play a huge role, including upcoming manned mission to space title Gaganyaan, will only propel the company's goodwill as well as the balance sheet. Overall, the company has a long road ahead, which is likely to be filled with growth. So, what do you feel about the company? Do let us know in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button so that it will encourage us to bring more videos on such great companies in our country. Also, to show your support, you can subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss out on our updates. See you guys on the next one.